Follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Welcome into the West River Ice Center here in Dickinson. I'm Brock Widener joining you on the PSP Network as we have got a fun one in store. A whole lot of WDA hockey action this week on the PSP Network, and it always is a fun time. Had a fun doubleheader in Bismarck on Tuesday. Nick Holberg had some action in Minot last night, and we're here in Dickinson for Williston, taking on the Dickinson Mavericks. So two teams on the western part of the state, two teams that rep the black and the orange here in a Bakken battle. Western side of the state, Coyotes, Mavericks coming your way here on the PSP Network. Welcome you into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a local oil change headquarters. 25 years, the Lundin's taking care of people. Local actually matters, not to mention this oil change is stay in your car, drive-through oil change, typically performed in 15 minutes or less. You can find them in the Magic City of Minot, the capital city of Bismarck. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, I'm excited for this one as these two teams always play each other hard. The JV game was fun to watch as well, and our camera operator, Zach Sprague, just got done reffing that game. Called a great cross-checking call there in the third period. So now he's ready for the camera work here in the varsity game. Well, let's take a look at these two teams. Williston last year went 9-13, and for Dickinson they went 5-15, 1-3. Williston swept Dickinson last year 5-2 in the Queen City, and then 6-0 in the Williston Basin area. Last year in those games at December 3rd, in DHS here in Dickinson, Coyotes had a 3-goal first period. They led by 5-0 in the third before Dickinson would able to rattle off 2 to close it out in the last 5 minutes. So Dickinson continued to battle back, and shots right there were pretty even as well. 33-31, slight favor to Williston, but the big difference maker was the power play, the extra man. Williston was 2 for 3 that night. Dickinson was 0 for 4. Teams would meet then over 2 months later, February 13th in Williston, and the Coyotes again had a 3-goal first period that led to a 6-0 win. Again, shots though were very close, not showing kind of similar to the score, 28-27 Williston. And again, it was the power play again for the Coyotes that night, 3 for 6 compared to Dickinson's 0 for 3. So big thing there from last year's takeaway. Williston scored 6 first-period goals in those 2 games combined, and they also were very efficient on the power play, 5 for 9 compared to 0 for 7. So obviously a lot of different faces on that Williston team, but if they can get off to a hot start like they did in the past against this Dickinson team last year, as well as be efficient on the power play, could be the keys to the success for the Coyotes. But for Dickinson, it's trying to get that power play unit working and flowing well if the Mavericks want to pick up their first win at home. Then as you see on your screen, Dickinson 1-1, their win against Aberdeen in a non-region game to start the year in South Dakota. And then they fell last Friday to Mandan 2-4. Dickinson, though, led the first 2 periods 1-0 before that Mandan offense, who was just firing shot after shot after shot, finally got the floodgates to open on a 4-goal third period. Dickinson tied it up, though, 2-2 with was it less than a minute to go or 2 minutes to go? And then Mandan would score 2 goals in the span of about 15 seconds to win that one 4-2. And for the Williston Coyotes, only 1 game this year for them. Game back pre-Thanksgiving, November 22nd, and they took on Jamestown. It was a scoreless first and a scoreless second period, but Jamestown would score 3 times to win that one 3-0. Let's take a break here on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. When we come back, we got more to talk about. We're just going to start diving into this contest between Williston and Dickinson.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car. There are some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Welcome back in. Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Williston taking on Dickinson. And hey, make sure you tune in to the PSP Network tomorrow night as well. We have got some girls basketball hoops in the Magic City. The #1 team in the state, the Majets, take on West Fargo tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central. Owen Patterson, Bryce Gutnick on the call for that, so should be a fun one. And should be fun to watch that Minot team that, again, brought back a lot and is the early season favorites, and see how West Fargo does to start the season as well. Now let's take a look here, and we'll jump right in to, again, more of a deep dive with these two teams. Let's talk about history first. Williston Coyotes, 0 region titles, but they've had 9 state appearances, their last one coming in 2021. They fell in the WDA consolation game 3 of the last 4 years. Last time they made it to state in 2021, they ended up defeating none other than the Dickinson Mavericks, or at that time, the Dickinson Midgets, but they defeated Dickinson 10-3 in the state qualifier. For Dickinson, 1 WDA title, 5 state appearances, their last in 2024 when they won the WDA tournament. They missed last year, but they did get into the WDA tournament through a play-in win over Bismarck High last season. Watching those two teams at the WDA tournament in Minot, I really liked what I saw there to close out the season there for Williston, especially in that first-round game against Century. It was kind of a rock'em sock'em robots type kind of hockey game, back and forth, just kind of a brutal physical game, and that's what you're going to get a lot with a Williston and a Dickinson, so this should be a fun physical affair as well. And then Dickinson fell to Mandan in that tournament that ended their season. Now let's end up jumping right into players to watch as we get closer and closer here to puck drop, and we'll start it off with the visiting Williston Coyotes. This is a team, though, that they lost a whole lot. They lost their top 2 point getters, and then if we even expand that, they lost 4 of their top 5 point getters. Chase Collings, 17 goals, 36 points. He was an all-WDA player. Matthew Schmidt, they lost as well, 19 points, 7 goals. They only return 14 of their 68 goals from last year, so that comes out to being about 20% of their goals return. They lost their top goaltender as well, an all-WDA performer in Bodie Ekblad, who was 10 wins, 14 losses, a 3.21 goals against average, 90% save percentage. A goalie that was kept Williston in a lot of games. So all around, Williston might have been one of those teams that saw their closet bear out maybe the most, or at least kind of be in that contention. You would probably put Century in that race and maybe even Minot of losing the most. But for those teams, it's just right back at it, trying to figure out a way to have another successful season. And again, a nice year for the Coyotes a year ago. But at the helm this year, it's going to be Carter Suki, the senior. And we'll put it up here as he's going to be our X Factor tonight. Carter Suki, the senior forward. Last year, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. That is the most among returners is Suki. He was, again, one of the top players last year. I believe he was 3rd or 4th in Williston's point totals altogether a season ago. And last year, a goal and assist versus Dickinson. So this is a guy that had a lot of success last year, but now with losing 4 of the top 5 point getters a year ago, he's the only remaining one that was in the top 5 for Williston. Look for him to have a big season for the Coyotes. He's going to be joined up there by Gavin Douglas, a senior defenseman, 12 points. He was the top returning offensive defenseman on this team. Joined with Noah Anderson, as he's had 6 points last year, 1 goal. He also had that lone goal came against Dickinson, as well as an assist last year as well. Blaze Maher, well, he was a senior that picked up 5 points. 4 of those 5 points, he lit the lamp. He had 4 goals on the 5 points. And then you added on with just a couple other big returning players. Trygve Zunik, 2 assists last year, and Benning Pokus also had 2 assists a year ago. New goaltender at the helm, as we mentioned, Bodie Ekblad has graduated, so enter in Colin Schepferling, as he only played 26 minutes in relief last year, 15 saves on 19 shots, 79 saves. Kind of ran into him when I was talking to their coaching staff, and he seemed pretty locked in and was taking a couple of jabs there at the assistant coaches for maybe messing up some of his teammates' names, but he was making sure they were on their A game. Their backup this year is Knox Dahlberg. He suited up as the backup last year in 3 different occasions. Now let's head on over to tonight's X Factor for the Dickinson Mavericks. It's Rylan Miller, the junior forward. And to start the year, he's off to a hot start. 2 games played, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Also had a goal last week against the Mandan Braves. But last year, he was one of the top point getters for Dickinson, top returning point getter coming up this year. 7 goals, 13 assists last year, 20 points, and had an assist versus the Williston Coyotes a year ago. Joining Rylan Miller this year, Colin Bolts. He has an assist this year, 8 points last year, 2 power play goals. Rylan Betchivilis has a goal and assist this year, 2 points, and last year had a 7-point year. The captain, Kason Grohl, 2 points this year, a goal and an assist, has 6 points last year. And then Frankie Montoya, another one of those alternate captains. He's just kind of one of those guys that's just a hard worker, kind of a grindy forward, 4 goals a year ago. And then you got to watch out for number 24. He's a sophomore defenseman, Caden Cheddar. His speed is just unmatched, so keep an eye on him. Aaron Olson, as well as Parker Roars, the goalie. Aaron Olson ended up playing against Aberdeen to start the year and picked up a win. And then Parker Roars played against Mandan and looked very, very sharp there in the first 2 periods before Mandan would eventually wear on him and put up 4 in that last period. But 2 options. We'll see who gets the nod tonight, Olson or Roars. We'll keep an eye on that once they hit the ice here for this one. Well, Williston Dickinson continuing to get closer and closer in the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Let's take another break here on the PSP Network.
Facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors, your plan, your future, your team.
Welcome back in. Williston taking on Dickinson here tonight. I'm Brock Widener joining you on the PSP Network. Let's take a look at the WDA hockey standings on your screen. Just a couple weeks in, and here is how they look. It is the Mandan Braves and the Minot United are both 2-0 in conference play and both got the full 6 points. Then Bismarck 2-1. They've got 5 points on the board. Legacy 1-1, as well as Jamestown's got 3. Central got a lone point after a shootout loss to Bismarck High on Tuesday. And here's a little bit of self-promotion. If you want to go check out that shootout, head on over to the PSP Network. We had that one covered. It was a very fun hockey game, especially that third period. It was like a roller coaster ride. Had former UND hockey captain Mario Lamoureux on the call with me for that one, and it was just, as we talked about towards the end of that one, it was just kind of a roller coaster. It started kind of slow and just continued to ramp up in that third period and overtime. It was just quite the ride. Went 0-60 real quick, and that was just a fantastic game there. Bismarck High got the better end of that one. Now we move on to 7 through 10 right now. Again, Botno Rugby has not played in a conference game. I believe they play Hayes and Beulah coming up, and I think they play Legacy tonight as well. And then Dickinson, Hayes and Beulah, and Williston all 0-1 to start the West Region play this year. So that's how it looks. Again, it's going to continue to move and change, and you'll see this. You can see it continue to flip-flop throughout. And again, Legacy and Botno are playing right now. Legacy is up 3-0. They had a fantastic game at the WDA tournament last year. It was 2-0 Legacy in the first round. But Botno Rugby would go on to make state. Legacy would just miss it. But again, Legacy leads over Botno Rugby tonight 3-0 and could put them in up where Minot and Mandan are with those 6-point standings. Well, Dickinson has hit the ice and talked about maybe the goalie watch. Parker Roars right now on the ice. Aaron Olson on the bench, so maybe that gives us indication potentially, but we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, well, Olson's actually got the water bottle, so maybe it's going to be Aaron Olson's net here tonight. So we'll continue to watch that, but over on the other end, we'll see who he's going to go toe-to-toe with. It should be a very interesting matchup, and we talked a little bit about it last time when we covered Dickinson, and even on Tuesday's broadcast, that doubleheader of how these teams in the WDA are kind of made up this year. Everyone lost a ton to graduation, but then you also have to look into it where all these teams are kind of in the similar boat. They want to be more physical this year than they've been in years past. They want to play kind of the bang of the boards type of game, and should be interesting when a lot of teams in the region kind of have the same kind of strategy. Everyone wants to be tough to play against this year, and I think that's going to be fun, especially when you get into February and March, when you get into postseason play, but especially to the road there to the WDA tournament. Great crowd here, and again, not too long of a trip for the Williston Coyote faithful. Again, here on the western side of the state, as Williston, there you see a great shot there. Pretty full grandstands here, and we'll probably assume that it's going to continue to add in here before we get ready for puck drop tonight. Williston again in their blacks. They're kind of those bright orange trim as well, and the orange Coyote, very nice, sharp-looking jerseys. And on the other end, the Dickinson Mavericks kind of in that off-white jerseys. We'll have the white numbers on the sides and on the backs with the orange trimming, and that new Dickinson Maverick logo right on the chest. There you see it. Great shot there. Some sharp uniforms, and ended up going over to Dickinson High a couple weeks ago, and Kason Kroll, the captain of Dickinson, said he liked the white jerseys more than the black jerseys this year. And so every time they play at home, I bet he's probably pretty excited to put on the new Maverick crested jerseys. Well, we getting ready for the starting lineups for these two teams. And again, in net tonight, it is actually going to be getting his first start in varsity in his career. Knox Dahlberg getting the nod here tonight, as Gavin Douglas, Jackson Lupke also in that starting lineup for Williston. But again, Knox Dahlberg only stood up for his backup 3 times last year. Now he is that goalie tonight. Colin Schifferling ended up playing in the first game of the season against Jamestown, had a perfect first 2 periods. It's how the Blue Jays strike 3 times in the third. He'll be the backup tonight, just in case if needed. But we'll see. Looks like the pair of number 1s in the net. Parker Roars will get the call for the Mavericks. Was almost perfect. Was perfect through the first 2 periods against Mandan on Friday. 39 saves on 43 shots, 91 save percentage there. Actually, Tuesday, that is Aaron Olson. I saw the one. No, Aaron Olson, excuse me, getting the call, as that's going to be his second start as well, as he picked up a 5-2 win against Aberdeen to start the season. So there it is, Aaron Olson going to go up against, again on the other side, Knox Dahlberg in net for the Coyotes. Let's head on over to tonight's national anthem here on the PSP Network. That was tonight's national anthem here at the West River Ice Rink. When we come back, puck drop, Coyotes, Mavericks coming your way.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
It is time for puck drop here on a Friday night in the Queen City. Williston taking on Dickinson. And again, it's Knox Stolberg in net for the Coyotes, taking on Aaron Olson on the opposite end. Coming in for the opening face-off, Frankie Montoya going up against Carter Suki and give it on to Montoya and the bunch as that one played up and around. Olson having some troubles corralling that puck. Finally tamed down, and Dickinson now trying to get it out of their own zone. Played off the boards well by Dylan Gross as he's quickly trying to go on the attack to get it back. But Williston right now dump and chase once more. Puck corralled by Robidoux. Extension pass. Dickinson going to win the race there, and Dylan Gross, he's going to take a peek over his shoulder. Gross works it around the corral. Plays it to the blue line. That puck bounces off the stick of the defenseman and picked up by Lupke. Lupke plays it off to the boards to Bowden Bennett. Again, got some JV kids coming up here in this one as well, so I'll have to get out the JV roster sheet too. We got a couple different numbers on that one. As Bender gets checked up against the boards. Bottling puck. Going to be tamed down by Colin Bolts, and it's going to go all the way down the ice for the opening icing in this contest. 15:54. There you see on the bottom of your screen. Have some score updates. Start of the third. Shanley up over Devils Lake 3-2. Bismarck Legacy up over Bottineau Rugby 3-0. And at the end of period number 1. Brody Smith now in the near circle for the face-off for the Coyotes. That one's going to be whistled before the drop. Referee going to have to head down the ice, go pick up that puck there, and they will signal for a change. Brody Smith going out of the circle, and when we get back going, it's going to be Benning Pocus, the junior, who had 2 assists last year. 1 came against Dickinson High. Seeing if he can find that same success here against the Mavericks this year. But give it to Rylan Betchivilis with the face-off win, and here comes the speedy Caden Cheddar. Cheddar going to leave it on for his teammate. Here comes the extension pass. Little tapper that goes down the ice off the stick of Colin Bolts. Nicholas Bender, he's got some wheels. Little backhand saucer pass that's deflected away. Tapped down by Kaysen Grohl as the captain. Pouncing here for the Mavericks. Grohl plays to his backhand. He's in a Coyote sandwich. Getting some help though is Grohl. Grohl trying to kick it away. Betchivilis tames it down. He falls down to the ice, and it's the Coyotes that have control of the puck in their own zone. Now we'll go down the length of the ice for an icing. 15:06 remaining here in period number 1. Big thanks out to our sponsors here tonight. Minot State, best way to predict your future is to create it. With over 100 areas of study at Minot State, you'll earn the degree of your career's desire with more than 96% of recent Minot State grads employed or continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period. Minot State University, be seen, be heard, be you. Noah Anderson, a junior defenseman, now plays it all the way down the ice. Here comes Carter Suki. Suki shows his wheels. Gets a piece of it. Suki, quick pass. Nice little maneuver. Shot saved by Olson. It was Blaze Maher with a nice little nifty move, but it's Olson that makes the biggest save here to start this one. And let's catch it here on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Against Carter Suki with a great shift, but here's Blaze Maher. Weaves around a defender, gets a shot, but Olson says not today. First shot denied. For Wilson, first one to get a shot on goal to start this one in the first 2.5 minutes. Tie up in the corner. Suki bodied up. He gets checked in the boards by Frankie Montoya, one of the lone seniors on this varsity team for Dickinson. Just Montoya and Grohl. Suki taps it away. Picked up by Vanovic. Douglas gets on the backhand. Trying to go give it and go, but not going to work this time. Douglas gets down on E, tries to tame it. Then Douglas with a big-time hit. But here's Frankie Montoya at the end of his shift. He'll send it down, hits off the side of the board. Dylan Gross comes in with a head of steam, runs right into the goalie there of Knox Dahlberg, who sets the pick. And allows Williston to go off and running. Got some numbers, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Nice nifty move. Suki cannot quite finish on that one on the little loft pass from Anderson. Olsen a perfect 2 for 2. He's faced two different Coyotes getting close to his crease, but that one denying Anderson up front. Both teams trying to settle in here in the early minutes. As Bowden Barrett on the draw there. Barrett almost trying to take that puck away, just a step too late. As McCray Heller backpedals right back to Barrett, who gets hit there by Spillman. Pockets picked. Barrett has it, fires a shot. That one in and out of the glove of Olsen. Jumping into the play is Rosslin. Now played all the way around the boards by Lupke. Nice play there. Trying to keep it into the zone are the Coyotes. Will stand and bang there in the corner. As they'll launch it in is Isaac Norpel as the junior goes out for a line change. Dickinson trying to take advantage. Just cannot quite as Heller sends it back in, and more Coyotes go off for a line change. All fresh Yotes on the ice as the Mavericks desperately trying to get some fresh legs out there. That'll be the end of the shift for Rylan Miller, one of the alternate captains for the Mavs. Now you're going to start to see this physicality start ramping up. Caleb Jansen lays a check. Now Jansen right back on pursuit again. Played down the ice as Grohl on his high horse, and he will issue the icing. 12:29 now, or left to go. Shots 3-0 Williston. Dickinson seeing if they can get some shots on net, and end of the second period. Legacy nets another goal against Botno Rugby, but the Braves answer back with 3 goals of their own in the second period. That's 4-3 now. As Case and Grohl on the blue line, he fires a shot. Just getting a piece of that one is Dahlberg. Nice opening save for Dahlberg. He's going to keep them firing, and he gets that one in the red basket. 2 shots on goal and 2 saves for Dahlberg. That's his first shots faced at the varsity level in his young career. Again, he's just a junior. He's paired up with that duo of him and Colin Schepferling, the senior goaltender for the Coyotes. Give the draw a win. And here comes a dump and chase, and the wheels coming for Blaze Maher. Living up to his name, Blaze, but just a little bit too late. He will be called back on the icing. Love to see the effort there if you are the coaching staff. Brad Fedorenko, the head coach, not able to make it to the Dickinson area here tonight. So Kyle Mischke and Alex Hermanson going to be taking over the duties there on the bench. And see their Coyotes lead in the shot department 3-2, and there's a broken stick that flutters into the corner. Quick shot by Caden Cheddar. That's deflected up front. Hard shift, working it behind the back of the net there is Thomas Miller. He had an assist last time here on the ice against Mandan a week ago. Miller, just missing on the one-timer. Quick snapshot on the other end for Aiden Emmerd. Dickinson starting to control it in the offensive zone. Miller trying to evade around, and it looks like we have got a penalty coming up. First penalty in tonight's game, and it's going to go up against the Williston Coyotes. Tagged by Jaden Vanovic. Going to get the first call on him tonight. Again, one of the couple of JV players, him and Bowden Bennett, jumping up for JV, making their first varsity starts. And speaking there, as Bennett fires it off the boards, kept alive by Dickinson in the offensive zone. Bolts tried to fish that one around. It goes all the way behind, waiting for it. There's Gavin Douglas. Can't quite clear it. Great job by Robidoux. Robidoux continues to try to battle to keep this puck in. Will go all the way down the ice. Olsen gets out of the cage. He'll tame that puck down for another Maverick attack coming up with a $130 on the man advantage. The dump pass. That's going to open up some ice for Rylan Miller. Miller, the top returning point getter for the Mavericks, having a hot start to the season in just 2 games played. Miller's got 5 points in those 2 games. A 4-point performance to start the year against Aberdeen and picked up an assist last Friday against the Mandan Braves. Kason Grohl, the captain, works to his backhand. Now flips it to Miller, a little tic-tac-toe. Grohl works it to the middle. Betchy Vilas not getting all of it. Directs it towards the goal and poked away by Dahlberg. Dahlberg shows the poke check there. Miller into the corner, tries to dump one and cycle one down low to Grohl, but it's poked loose. Spillman keeps it rolling. Miller fires a shot, saved by Dahlberg. Grohl tried to pounce on it, but was not there in time. And saw Dickinson's power play starting to move the puck around. It's their first shot on net on the man advantage, but it's Ekblad that, or Dahlberg, excuse me, that denies it. See number 1, I believe Bodie Ekblad, if I'm memory serves me right. I think he was number 1 last year, so I think that's why I said Ekblad, but no, it's Dahlberg this year in the crease for the Coyotes. As that one goes over the stick of Cheddar, here comes Carter Suki. Short-handed that one to the side of the net. Carter Suki, one of those leaders on this Williston offense, comes away with a nice opportunity now on the back check, picks it back up and sends it down. A strong PK shift for number 15 in the orange and black. Off the boards, corralled by Anderson. He'll flip it on to his duo partner there of Gavin Douglas, and now to Blaze Maher. Off of Suki's skate, but they are going to say offsides. Maher and Suki just going to a little off on the timing there and going to bring it back for another face-off. Reaching the halfway point, both teams again still trying to get their wheels underneath them. Seen a little bit of physicality, but expect that especially to ramp up. That's what you saw in the JV game, especially in the third period. Expect that here at the varsity level as well. Colin Bolts comes away with the puck here in his own zone. Sealing it on over. Shot off the boards. Jumping into it now is Aiden Emmerd. Emmerd can't get there. Williston gonna have a run. Here comes Blaze Maher. Maher to the backhand. Save by Olsen. What a save by Aaron Olsen, but Williston gonna keep them firing. Gavin Douglas loses that one around the referee. Suki plays it back, but not going to make its way to Maher. Nice little off-the-boards chip from Bolts. Bolts on the direction. Save once again by Dahlberg. Still loose puck. Jamming away at it was Miller and company, but it's Dahlberg on the other end. Well, we have this time. Let's take a look at the Aaron Olsen save. Got to keep an eye on that one, as what a save by Olsen. Here comes Maher. Goes to the backhand. Olsen smothers it. Hey, that will get the fans into it there. Olsen with a nice save as Lupke now trying to quickly take advantage. Lupke plays it on to Norpel. Loose puck. Dickinson going to come away with it. Take possession with 8:30. Flipping that one high in the air is Max Davis. He scored the first goal here at West River Ice Center this season. First home goal. It was also his first goal on the year for Max Davis. His second in his varsity career. Had one goal the year prior. So back on full strength is Williston, as Dickinson continues to try to surge forward, but both teams still trying to get those offenses set. You've seen Dickinson kind of had a little bit of that offensive set. Williston's had some fast break opportunities, and that's where their offenses come from thus far. As puck gets flown up into the bench, they'll go for a line change and send it all the way down to the Williston side. As Frankie Montoya going up against Brody Smith. Give the win to Smith and the Coyotes. Zunic flips it up to Mason Weber. Off the boards it goes. Trying to chip it, but it gets chipped all the way back down the boards. Nice work on the other end from Caden Cheddar. Dickinson trying to be hard on pucks here as Tatum Streeter working hard for it. But here comes Williston again. Blaze Maher sends it down. That's poked into the corner by Olsen. Weber, backhand, quick pass, no one home. It's taken away. But up head on collision. Dylan Gross and Gavin Douglas. I don't think there's really any ill intent there. They both kind of ran into each other. Maybe there was, as there's a retaliation hit by Dylan Gross. And this one's going to be going into the box there. Not sure if I ended up clipping that one in time, but we'll see if we got it or not. And I think we might have. Played back here, and yet Dylan Gross goes right at the Coyote defender. I don't even think that was the one that he had the head-on collision with. It was a completely different Coyote, but hey, sometimes you're just frustrated and need to take it out on someone. And sadly for that defender, it was him. 2 minutes on the power play for the Coyotes as Suki plays it back around to Douglas. Douglas sends it down. Here goes a little tic-tac-toe for the Coyotes. Nice find. Ooh, Suki backdoor. That was almost perfection for Williston. Back up to Noah Anderson. Anderson to Douglas. Here comes Suki on the near side. Nice little dangle for Suki. Anderson now low. He'll circle around the net. Lays it back to Suki. Right back to Anderson. Masterful power play passing right now. Save off the shot from Douglas. Peeled back by Bender. Down the far side, they'll dump it around the boards to Anderson. Anderson, quick turn and shoot, that one wide. Douglas sends it across the blue line. Kept in by Bennett, excuse me. Back around the boards. Work it on the blue line for Douglas again. Douglas to Suki, back to Douglas. He'll snap a shot. Plenty of traffic up front. Here comes Bennett jumping over a Dickinson defender. His shot, though, high and wide. 5:52 in the first period. 38 seconds on the power play. Douglas's shot hits his own teammate Maher up front. Anderson to Suki, back to Anderson. Tried the wraparound, it wasn't there. Turn and shoot, Maher jams it in. Williston strikes on the power play. They go up 1-0. Let's take a look on the Ryan Family Dealership instant replay on that one. It was just a surgical power play, and it ends in the goal for Carter Suki. His first on the season, first of probably many. Again, we talked about him pregame. Carter Suki, one of their top returners for the Williston Coyotes this year, and he nets the first one. A power play goal. So Maher and Anderson getting in on the assist. So again, Suki from Maher and Anderson coming out the way with 5:35 remaining in period number one. And Williston has got some pep in their step after that power play, but the puck's going to squirt loose, and on the high horse is Max Davis. From a tough angle, he's going to fire that one. It's going to hit the side of the net for Davis. Davis pinned up by Zunic. Davis continues to work hard, though, as it goes to the side of the crease, and now Nicholas Bender will play it off the boards. Trying to clear it. Bender tried against the boards, didn't work, so he'll just take it out of the zone himself before it gets quickly dumped back in. A couple of new Mavericks hit the ice. Speaking of the fresh new Mavericks, here comes Kason Kroll as he has his pockets picked by Pocus. Pocus pokes it loose as it's played back around. Jammed up by Streeter. He's hit near the Coyotes bench. Played off the boards and right back onto it is Jansen, and playing some bowling as a couple of pins getting fallen down on the ice there. Now we're really starting to have this physicality ramp up as the game continues to progress. This is kind of what we were expecting in this one. Great concentration play by Dylan Gross. Again, he had the penalty that led to the Coyote goal. See if he can try to get that goal back for his squad. Lupke fights off a check, dumps it back in. Robidoux to Dylan Gross. Here comes Rylan Becci-Vilas. That one fires wide. Becci-Vilas has it again. A little slow chopper. That one a low danger chance as McCray Heller able to block that one. Dylan Gross. Back door, trying to backdoor fine. Not going to work this time. Was looking for Tatum Streeter. Streeter comes away out of the pile with it. On the blue line, is it kept in by Kason Kroll? No, it is not. Offsides, 3:12 remaining in period number 1. 3 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in this first period. Again, shots right now, give it to the Yotes 5. They're 7-5. They lead over the Mavs in the shot department. They lead in this game 1-0. Again, just a couple minutes ago, Carter Suki nets the first goal of the game. On the man advantage, it was a great setup, great power play. A lot of great looks. It was just patient passing. Spillman takes a hard hit as Pocus was the one to lay, or excuse me, not Pocus. That was Blaze Maher. Douglas to Maher on the one-timer. That one firing into the netting. Blaze Maher, he's been fun to watch. He has a lot of speed. And last year, again, he had 5 points. 4 of them were goals. Could have a breakout senior campaign this year. Again, they didn't have a lot of players come back from varsity a year ago, so you got to look at the ones that did come back to try to take that next step and try to lead these Coyotes for another successful campaign this season. And pretty much all of them were on that power play that looked absolutely phenomenal. Douglas plays it to Suki. Suki pocket picked by Josh Spillman, and Spillman bouncing puck. It's going to go just a little on the outside of Dahlberg, who's just sealing that corner just to be on the safe side, and the puck will go down the ice. Again, 2:15. Stay tuned in as we will head on over to the first intermission show, brought to you by Charbonneau Car Center. We'll let you know, I'll recap this one, also show you the highlights from period number 1. You don't want to miss it. Bouncing puck into the glove of Aaron Olson. Big thanks out to Northern Plains Heating and Air. There's another choice to seal your heating and air game. The Northern Plains Heating and Air. Call Dylan today, 222-2155. Make sure your furnace is ready for the winter. New installation, upgrades, and all your furnace needs. Again, call Dylan today at 222-2155. Try it again. This is the second time we've had a little bit of early movement there on the face-off. So it's going to be Isaac Norpel, the junior, that's going to head in. He played in 3 varsity games last year. And hasn't been in the varsity lineup both games this season. Face-off won by Dickinson. Quickly getting into it is Kason Kroll, a bobbling puck, and we'll go on for another face-off with 2:01. Again, BNC National Bank, they bring you the scoreboard tonight with locations throughout North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit BNC Bank online today at bnc.bank. Puck goes down the ice, and it's going to go in for an icing. Time hasn't moved much here in the last couple of minutes. They kind of back-to-back face-offs, a couple icings in the mix as well. As Williston, though, trying to see if they can win this face-off and start ramping up that pressure again that we've seen them do so far. They lead the shots right now 8-5. Spin around pass they're going to work on to now the near side. As falling down with the puck there is Isaac Norpel. Flipped over his head, and Dickinson trying to get out of the zone as Dylan Gross. He's got now Frankie Montoya who fires a shot. Gross could not corral it on the rebound attempt. Gross jams it forward to Streeter. Streeter try to seal that puck on the boards. Gross going to come and help him. But it's Cheddar that comes out of it with it. Fires a shot, deflected, does not quite make its way to Dahlberg. Off the boards, look out. Everyone on the Williston bench going to duck out of the way as that's going for an icing. 1:03 left here in period number 1 as going back down the ice here and taking a look at who's coming up here. You got the first line crew, Rylan Miller, Rylan Betchivilas, Colin Bolts there for Dickinson. Betchivilas applying pressure. It's going to stay in momentarily. No, it is going to cross. Aiden Emmert, though, with a good effort to try to keep in the offensive zone for DHS. Extension pass right on the money. Betchivilas. Stick handles, tries to get around a couple of Coyotes. He's pushed off the puck by Brody Smith. Working it around the corner. Checking the boards by Colin Bolts, but it's Pocus goes the other way with it. He'll send it down, dump and chase for the Coyotes with 25 seconds remaining in period number 1. Smith delivers a check, trying to set the edge and set the tone. Noah Anderson on the blue line. Olsen didn't see much of that one, but it does go wide of the net. Heller with a nice little move. Backdoor pass. Smith swing and a miss. Not going to quite make contact with that one. 5 seconds. Could be one last shot. Anderson. Can he fire one? No, he will not. Not in time at least. And that will be the end of period number 1 as the road team, the visitors tonight, the Williston Coyotes lead 1-0 after the goal from Carter Suki, assisted by Maher and Anderson with 5:35 remaining in period 1. And that has stood as the lone goal this far in this one. As 1-0 after 1, we head on over to the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show when we return after a short break on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Welcome back in here on the PSP Network. One period down, and it's the visitors on the scoreboard first. Williston up 1-0, and let's jump in to the first period recap. And if I did everything right, we should have a playlist shuffle of all of the highlights. So let's head on over and take a look again. Here they are on your screen now. First period that at first both teams were just trying to get a hold and trying to get that momentum on their side. A lot of kind of neutral zone, a lot of kind of dumping in and chasing after it, but saw some good opportunities there. There you see one, a fast break chance for Williston. And Williston had probably the more high danger chances throughout. They had a couple of fast breaks, especially early, and that power play looked really good, which we'll see a little bit later. But here's one of Dickinson's best tries here. Look at the move there. Nice save by Knox Dahlberg. That was his first save of the game, but then here comes that speed again. Here Williams plays Maher to the backhand, and he was robbed by Aaron Olson. Nice little, almost kind of a spread eagle save almost. And then 7:24, here comes a big-time hit, and that would send into the penalty box Dylan Gross for 2 minutes. And Williston would take advantage here on the power play. Looking up front, Olson makes the initial save, but it is Carter Suki jamming it home assisted by Blaze Maher and Noah Anderson. And those were your highlights of period number 1. Again, 5:35 was the lone goal, and Baisuki is first on the season, and he's the highest point returner last year, 5 goals last season, 10 assists a year ago. So overall, these two teams slowly starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm there in that period. Williston led in the shots 8-6. They had more fast break opportunities, and then they also were able to kind of set up that offense, especially in that power play. That was probably the best, a really good look on the offense. A very smooth power play for Williston, and for them, if they get another opportunity, you'll want to see how that power play could work again in that way. As you see there, the coaching staff for Williston talking it over. Alex Hermanson as well as Kyle Mischke on your screen talking over about their successes in period number 1. Well, let's take another break here on the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show. We get closer and closer to period number 2.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
Welcome back into the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show. Williston leads 1-0 over Dickinson. Charbonneau Car Center, they know drivers in Dickinson, New England, Richardson, Belfield, Williston, North Dakota, and Glendive, Montana. Work hard, play hard, need a car that keep up. That's why they choose to offer Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Line up at their dealership in Dickinson. If you're interested in learning more, stop into their showroom and treat yourself to a test drive. You can visit them online at CharbonneuxMotors.com. Scores around the state time. Let's head on over to the VFW. Bismarck Century fell to Fargo Davies. 4-1 win for the Eagles. And then in Fargo, Devils Lake defeats Shanley 4-3. Also in VFW, they had another doubleheader there. They had a doubleheader on Tuesday night. They have another doubleheader on Friday night. So VFW kind of the place to be for WD hockey this week. But it's right now Bismarck Legacy over Bottineau Rugby 4-3 at the end of the second period. Girls scores tonight. Mandan defeated Jamestown 3-2. Fargo North South. The Spruans, the top team, the top projected team, defeated the reigning champs Bismarck Legacy, as that one 4-1 for the Spruans. Williston girls lead over the Night Riders of Grand Forks 1-0 at the end of the first period. And those are your score updates here. They're brought to you by ND Score Feed. So there you have it. Now we're getting ready as let's take one more break, and when we come back, puck drop for period number 2. Williston leads 1-0.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Period number 2 on our way here in the Queen City. Last second adjustments getting ready for the second period. And for these two teams, again, it's just trying to get a little bit comfortable. It's that kind of first round of a boxing match. Kind of fill each other out. That's what happened in the first period. Towards the end of the first period, though, you started to see a little bit of the action pick up on that Williston power play. Dickinson got a few chances in there as well. And now we'll see what happens when we flip the ice. And now you got the long change for period number 2. Again, that can catch you at some interesting spots, especially when you're short-handed. Isaac Norpel, he'll carve through the defense. Norpel back once to Bennett. Bennett again off the JV squad today, comes up. As Dickinson going to have the early one. Streeter trying to let one rip. That one deflected by Gavin Douglas. So Douglas, this senior defenseman, making a nice play. One of the lone senior, or a couple of senior defensemen, him, Trigvi Zunick, McCrae Heller, all seniors. But it was Douglas that played in every single game last year for Williston, the only defenseman to play in every single game that returns. Zunick played a majority. Heller just played in a couple last season. Face-off, give the win to Betsy Vilas. Grohl works it down to Miller. Back to Grohl. Poked away by Pocus again. Pocus trying to extend it, but not going to make its way to Coben Holm in time. Holm wants it again. This time he will. Here comes Holm. Just miss it on the connection. He was trying to open up Olsen and saw that puck get away from him. But Coben Holm had a couple of good opportunities. Here is the latest. There you see, gets behind the Maverick defense. Nice stick handling, tries to work to the side, but cannot quite pull the trigger. Loses the puck before he could. About 1 minute down here in the opening frame, or in the second frame, excuse me. Here comes Rylan Betchivilis. Tried to play that one in the air to Bolts. Cheddar comes flying in, but can't keep it in the zone. Wilson going the other way with Carter Suki, the lone goal scorer tonight. As Smith works it across the boards to Zunick. Zunick trying to kick that one back up to Holm, who had the latest Coyote opportunity. Bechivilis in the slot. That one deflected up high. Well, speaking of the Coyotes, went to the University of South Dakota, where were the Coyotes there, and they're playing some college football tomorrow. Their flight got delayed for 6 hours today, 5-6 hours, something like that, and got in around Georgia time at 7 o'clock. They got to play at 10 o'clock in the morning, so not ideal. But I guess, when in sports, you just got to make the most of your opportunities. I think that's just a crazy thing there when in traveling, but at least in the state, especially high school, you just show up 2 hours before, no big deal. A couple of players get into the contact there. Vadovic tries to dangle around in his own zone. He's going to have that one poked loose as Caleb Jansen works it across. Suki tried to deflect that one. Here's a shot from the blue line, and that one good for Aiden Emmerd, his first in his varsity career for the freshman. Aiden Emmerd, he's going to remember that one for some time. A freshman that has looked pretty solid here this season in the couple games, and Emmerd going to keep that puck for some safekeeping. He's even this one up, 1-1. In the first 2 minutes, as stick broke for the goalie of Knox Dahlberg, as he's going to make his way back over. Let's take a look at that goal from Aiden Emmerd. Aiden Emmerd getting some love from his teammates as he's tied this game up. So less than 2 minutes. Dickinson ties this one up. It goes unassisted. And now we've got a 1-1 hockey game. Dahlberg's got his new stick as well. Didn't see what happened with the stick, but the next thing you know, he was going down the ice to go get a new one. As Grohl jumps a pass, pokes that one just to slow up the Coyote attack momentarily. Grohl now will come away with it. Plays it up to Streeter, who sends it down the ice, hand in the air. That's going to be an icing and bring it back down the ice. Big thanks out to our sponsors here tonight. Bones Barbecue Sauce, a true North Dakota original, created and bottled right here in North Dakota. This premium barbecue sauce, perfect on anything from ribs to burgers to veggies. Find it today at your local grocery store, Cashwise, Marketplace, and Family Fare. 14:25 left here in period number 2. Turn and shoot. Olsen denies that one at the doorstep. Bechivilis tried to play that one off the boards, but it caught a Coyote in the process off of Isaac Norpel. Slow-moving puck, contained by Bender in the neutral zone. As both teams switching back possession back and forth. Trying to hold on to this one. Bechivilis works around a Coyote before losing the puck and right onto the stick of Isaac Norpel. Was expecting a check and just had to send it in. Round the board, Spillman sent into the boards by Suki. Nice pass, shot just wide by Isaac Norpel. Norpel now going to push a Maverick into the boards. As the Mavericks off and racing, Rylan Miller taking it down, leaves a pass, but it's saved by Dahlberg. Colin Bolts with a beautiful opportunity and set up by Miller. And here comes Bolts, bolting down the ice again. Excuse me, it's Grohl this time. Grohl spins around. Grohl sends it over to Miller. Bolts tries to center a pass to Bechivilis. Played off the boards and stopped once again by Caden Cheddar. Strong push by the Mavericks by their first line. They'll come out for a breather. As Caden Cheddar, the speedy defenseman, seeing if they can catch the Coyotes on a line change. The pass for Max Davis not going to make its way to Bechivilis, but the Mavericks going to try it again. Davis Snaps one. That's kicked away by Dahlberg. Davis again from a tough angle. That caught Douglas up in front of the net. Thomas Miller centers it for Davis again. They connected on a goal against Mandan last Friday. It was Davis from Miller. This one not gonna get deflected away, and now it's the Coyotes starting to get some end-to-end action. Pace starting to pick up now here in the Queen City. Douglas backpedals with it. Lots of contact there off the puck, but nothing called as we continue down. Jansen jams it along the boards. Dahlberg steps out, leaves it for Douglas. Douglas chips it up. Here coming off of the bench there is Cheddar. Turn and shoot for Streeter. It got Montoya. This one going to go high of the net. Streeter jams it up, but overskates the puck and allows the Coyotes to try to go with Blaze Maher the other direction, but it gets flipped up and over into the bench. Let's take a look at a Ryan Family Dealership instant replay. Here's the big chance. Rylan Miller. He's got Bolts with him, but it's denied by Dahlberg. Seen some nice fast break tries on both sides. Williston had more fast breaks in period number 1, but Dickinson getting a few of their own here in the second. And they've evened this one up here in the period number 2, 1 apiece. Also, the Mavericks have now jumped up on the shots on goal. They lead 10-9 in that stat there as Streeter tries to keep the play alive, but going to be whistled on and offsides. Ryan Family Dealership bringing you the instant replays for 50 years. Ryan has been a trusted name for car buyers in Western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory at driveryan.com or visit one of their locations in Minot or Williston. That one pot out of the air by Trygve Zunic. Taken away by Grohl, but he has his pockets picked from behind. Off and running there with it now is Mason Weber. Weber fights off a couple of Mavericks, leaves it down to Pocus. Pocus centers a pass. That one had some mustard on it. Goes past the other side, and here comes Streeter. Streeter powers through a check, but loses his handle. Zunic denies him there. Dickinson, relentless, keeping it on their stick. Sending it down the boards. Spillman, backhand shuffles that one. Little saucer. Spillman looked pretty solid there as sophomore defenseman last week. Getting some more playing time here in period number 2. There's Spillman's pass off the boards. Gets it right on the money to Bolts, who boxes out a Coyote defender before they will peel it back, and Pocus sends it along the boards right to the Mavericks of Miller. Quick look, 2 little touch passes for the Mavs, and it's taken away. Jumping on the call is Suki. Suki, lightning in a bottle, tries to center a pass, not going to work. And played down the ice. Slowly goes down, and Anderson now trying to shake on the forecheck. Smooth skating, leads it on to Maher. Maher enters the zone cleanly. Anderson's pass, Suki not there in time. He takes a peek. He tries to center one into the slot for Maher. But it's Smilman that's there. He'll back Hagen one off the boards. Won't go down the length of the ice, but will allow the Mavericks to get 2 fresh players out. Betsy Vilas fires one as Dahlberg just gets enough of it to send it off course. Davis tried to kick out his leg to keep that one in the blue line. Not going to work that time around. As Cheddar dump and chase. It's the Coyotes trying to exit but losing a tire at a tough time as here comes Thomas Miller trying to regain the puck for the Mavs. Suki is going to grab that one, but it hits off the referee and allows the Mavericks to win it there. Miller kicks it to himself, looking for Davis. Thomas Miller backhands one, lots of traffic. As Douglas gets all the way to the Dickinson side and will play it around the boards. All new Coyotes coming on the ice. Nice little spin move by Norpel. Tries to lay down a pass to Heller, not going to make its way as Davis makes some contact and he'll go off for a line change. Norpel hits the brakes. Sends it down the opposite side of the ice. For Roslin. Off the pad, Olsen. Spinning around, Norpel. Taken away, Dylan Gross. He shows his speed. Quickly jetting down. Slices through the defense. Loose puck. Streeter almost jams it in. As the net going off of the bearings. Just a little bit. As the end game starting to open up. The pace of play starting to pick up slightly. As this game continues to go on, it picks up more and more. PNC National Bank scoreboard 1-1. Shots about even as well, 12-1 in favor of the home team Mavs. Girls basketball starting to pick up in AA tomorrow. Again, make sure you tune in here to the PSP Network. Owen Patterson, Bryce Gutnick on the call for the number 1 ranked Minot Majets taking on West Fargo in Minot. That's going to be a 3 o'clock Central start for that one. Again, caught on the PSP Network. And then next week is the week where everything gets fired up. Lots and lots of games. We'll be back here at West River Ice Center on Tuesday, where Dickinson takes on Legacy. Trinity girls basketball in action next week, as well as the Mavericks starting on their basketball year. Boys and girls start on their season next week as well. So the winter season back in full swing. As Robidoux behind the ice, nice little nifty move. He works around 3 different Coyotes, and now Mavericks could have some numbers. Robidoux going to hit the brakes. Tries to fire a pass. That one, lots of traffic up front. Robidoux, though, not going to give up. Eats up a check. Dumps it off in time. Shot firing wide. And the Coyotes will poke that one out of the zone. Solid shift, though, for Connor Robidoux. One of the top 3 performers in the Iron Maverick. I know we talked a little bit about that on the last broadcast, but what a feat there for him to be in the top 3. As Betsy Vilas going to go toe-to-toe with Suki in the corner. Puck right on the blue line. Oh, was for skating it. There is Cheddar, and it's Suki. Going to navigate the puck all the way down to the other side. But Cheddar gets it back for the Mavericks. Caden Cheddar, the speedy defenseman. He's got a step. Spins around, leaves it on for Betsy Vilas. Grohl. Little snapshot from the captain. That one hums wide. Played off as Williston faithful wanting too many men penalty. Not going to get it as Olsen makes the save. I think that one hit off his mask and then eventually falls down and he makes the catch into the mittens. 6:03 remaining in period number 2. Halfway done in this contest. Again, Wilson leads 2-1. Or Wilson and Dickinson tied up 1-1. There on the bottom of your screen, Legacy and Botno Rugby. That's been one to keep an eye on as Legacy leads with 1 minute remaining. 6-5. High-scoring affair there in the VF dub. As Zunick comes off the blue line. Denied by Olsen. Norpel recovers. Tries to backhand one into the direction of Bennett. Stealing the edge is Spillman. Plays it along the boards for Jansen. Cannot quite get it out of the offensive zone, but it will be eventually played into the neutral zone by Wilson. Zunick gonna take some time and try to set up the offense once more, but it's Jansen taken away, sending it down the ice. Solid shift here for Jansen. As Jansen fires one, that one wide of the net. Allowing Spillman to jump after it, and Davis now joins the party. Misses out on the check. Spillman keeps it on the blue line, but no, he loses it. Here comes Norpel. He's got some help, a 3-on-1, but it is denied by Captain Kaysen Grohl. End of the shift for Jansen. He runs into Dahlberg, who was well out of his crease. And here's some retaliation hits. Norpel throws a shot, and I think that's going to be the end of the game for him. We will wait and see. Norpal's not even going to wait and hear from the refs. He is going straight into the locker room. He knows his night's done. We caught some of the chaos here. I tried to clip two different parts. So we'll catch the ending of it, I think. And here's the aftermath. And there's the punch there by Norpal, and that's going to be a game misconduct for the junior. It all started with Dahlberg coming way out of the crease. Dickinson had an opportunity. Jansen at the end of his shift was tired and ran right into Dahlberg, who again was probably near the slot there. And they make contact. Williston takes exception. Roughs up. Jansen on the play a little bit there, and eventually you see a punch being thrown by Norpal. And so the referee is going to have their work cut out for him, to say the least, trying to get everything in store. We know Jansen will get a penalty for Dickinson for running into the goaltender. Olsen and Dahlberg going to meet each other here at mid-ice, the two goaltenders. They're going to have themselves a little chat. I think Olsen going to see how Dahlberg's feeling after being hit by a freight train. Again, lots and lots going on there. Let's see if we can try to potentially get the first part of that aftermath play here for you. See if I can quickly navigate and scoop that up. So, believe we've got it going. So I think this should be it right here. We'll see. This is the beginning of it. And here you go. There you see Dahlberg. Jansen cannot hit the brakes. And there's the penalty. And then we'll hitting into him there. We'll show it one more time, getting into him. So, yeah, there it is. That's what it all started off of. It was a great opportunity for Jansen, and the Mavs runs into Dahlberg, and that was the first part of it all. And then, again, we'll show it one more time, that aftermath shortly after. As Jansen already down, Norpal gives him a shot to the end of the game for him, and they're going to continue to have their talks. So let's take a break right here on the PSP Network, and when we come back, we'll hopefully have everything sorted out. Who's going to the penalty box here for both teams?
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There are some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
After the chaos that has just ensued, we have got it all figured out. So as expected, Jansen 2 minutes, and then Norpol the 10-minute game misconduct on the board. And so let's play some 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. And then it would be Dickinson up on a 5-on-4. It's interference on Caleb Johnson. So Norpol is end up getting 2 5-minute roughings. The second one is going to get the game misconduct. And it's Lupke that will issue the 10 minutes in the box. So the remainder of the second period and the start of the third period, he will serve the penalty. Off the boards, Dahlberg steps out of the cradle. Pastored there by Dickinson, trying to get it right back. Again, how are these teams going to come out of that break? Again, a little bit of an extended break for the referees to get everything figured out penalty-wise and talk to both coaches and everything like that. Spillman with a hard shift to trying to jam at that puck. It goes right, though, to Noah Anderson. Anderson finding the edge. He'll send it along the boards. Goes all the way to the opposite side. We're standing for it is Frankie Montoya. Montoya tried to jam it, but kept alive by Maher. Bennett flips it around. Maher's there. Get on some 4-on-4. Douglas fires a shot. Olsen gets a piece of it. Goes behind the net. Williston will keep on with possession. Suki played it to Anderson. Fires a shot. Deflected wide up front. Bennett pushed against the boards. Picked away by Gross. Spillman now has it. Again, Dickinson not putting out their first liners out just yet. You would assume as soon as they make it 5-on-4, kill their portion of the 2-minute penalty, then you'll probably see Rylan Miller, Rylan Betchivilis, and a couple of the others hit the ice for Dickinson. Or do they jump now with 7 seconds left? And I think that's the cue. Yes, it is. First line starting to make their way out there. Case and Grohl, Rylan Miller. Streeter and Cheddar will be the other 4. And then we'll see once they get up to that extra man, then we'll see who they'll bring in for that 5th. There'll be a 5-on-4 for what could be the next 8 minutes. We'll just have to wait and see on that. Rylan Miller. Dickinson, full strength. Miller loses that one, sent down the ice. Krell right at mid-ice by Case and Grohl. Bolts trying to get it to Grohl, but it's taken away. Here comes Bennis, short-handed, but it's Cheddar. Weaves around, pokes it loose. Slowly skating forward now with it is Grohl. 2:25 remaining in period number 1. Case and Grohl leaves it on. Misfire by Anderson. Suki shows his speed, loses that one in between his skate blades. And they'll push it up to Bolts. Streeter, turn and shoot, poked away by Dahlberg. Spillman loses the puck. Almost sent down the ice. It's the ref that gets a piece of it, so Weber couldn't get on the first whiff. Now we'll bring it down, and it just goes all the way around the rink. Alternate captain for the Mavericks, Miller, and 6:50 remaining on the man advantage. After the double-majored Isaac Norpel. This is Dickinson's going to be that prime real estate and could be a momentum if they score on this power play, either to end the third or to end the second or beginning parts of the third. I believe it's an all-you-can-eat buffet for the next 6:28. For them, they need to try to capitalize, but if the Coyotes would be able to kill a 10-minute major, that could put the momentum on their side there in the third period. Trying to get the extension pass. They will wave that one as Betchivilis plays it forward to Gross. 1 minute remaining here in period number 2. Stopped by Cheddar. Issues the puck into the corner for Frankie Montoya, who plays it back to the blue line. The Coyotes on a 2-on-1, short-handed. Up and over off the shot from Vanovic and racing the other end. Now it's Dickinson with numbers. Rylan Betchivilis into the chest of Dahlberg. Little back and forth play, some action, end to end, and here comes Betchivilis trying to get a power play goal to put Dickinson up for the first time tonight. But it's Dahlberg who stands tall. 35 seconds give the win to Streeter and the Mavericks. Trying to set up the last 30 seconds on their last 30 seconds here in the second period as they are on that man up. Falling down, but not going to matter. Streeter falls down, works the blue line, firing a shot up and over. Bolts tames it down, 15 seconds. He's going to let one go. Kason Grohl almost with a drive-by, almost got a deflection. Bolts holds on to it again, 5 seconds. Carves his way in, shot by Streeter to end the period, deflected wide, and that will be it for period number 2. We are evened up 1-1, and when we come back for the third period, Dickinson again will be up on a man advantage for the next 5 minutes to start the third period. Well, let's head on over to the second part of the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show. When we return, we'll talk about period number 2 and get you ready for the third and final period here tonight in the Queen City.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Period number 2 in the books. Let's head on over to the Charbonneau Car Center halftime show, intermission show. Second intermission, we get ready for period number 3. Charbonneau Car Center, they know drivers in Dickinson, New England, Richardson, Battlefield, Williston, North Dakota, Glendive, Montana. Work hard, play hard, need a car, then keep up. That's why they choose to offer Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram lineup at their dealership in Dickinson. If you're interested in learning more, stop into their showrooms and treat yourself to a test drive. Visit online in CharbonneauMotors.com. Well, we've got a lot of highlights to show through the first 2 periods. So let's get that playlist shuffle going on. And we'll just kind of walk you through them as we start watching them together. So starting a slower moving first period to start, but it was Williston that had a couple of nice breakaway chances. Here's one where they sail into the zone, but Aaron Olson with a nice save, making it look easy there in the first couple of minutes. Dickinson, though, would get their first shot about 4 minutes through, and this would be one of their better opportunities in the opening frame. But it was scooped up by Dahlberg, just rushes wide, it pushes it aside, could not quite get the rebound opportunity to Dickinson. But here could be one of the saves of the game for Aaron Olson. Here's Maher to the backhand. Olson, beautiful save. I don't get sick of that highlight. We can just keep on replaying that one over and over again. Nice save there for Olson. Kept to that point 0-0, but couple nice big checks opening up this game, and there was that big check that put them into the power play, and here comes Carter Suki right near the crease, waits for a rebound, right on the stick. He jams it in. Carter Suki, assisted by Maher and Anderson, made it 1-0, but Dickinson didn't wait long to get on the board in period number 2, but they had to sustain another breakaway for Williston, and it's Olsen again shutting the door, and before Aiden Emmerd with his first varsity goal. It was unassisted, but Emmerd, the freshman, nets his first on the season, his first in his career. He gets a nice little celebration there with his team. 13:51. There you see the time working down after it was all tied up. Williston getting another opportunity, but it's Olsen that denies it once more. A few seconds later, Dickinson goes on a fast break. Rylan Miller gives one up to Colin Bolt, but it's Dahlberg with one of his best saves on the night. 5 minutes remaining. Here is where chaos ensues. Colin Bolt races for it, runs into Dahlberg, and here is what you'll see, the aftermath of it coming your way as Isaac Norpel takes his feet underneath him, gives him a shot. That's going to earn you. They earned him 2 5-minute majors and a game misconduct, and would put Dickinson on a power play. They went onto the box for 2 minutes. Norpel went to the box for 10, so basically an 8-minute power play that's still going to bring in and bleed on over into period number 3. So I think what it was, if I remember serves me right, was it 5 minutes, something around there? Around 5 minutes of power play time coming up for Dickinson to start the second period. And in situations like this, you had basically 10 minutes penalties for Williston, but the 2-minute kind of offside. So 8-minute power play when things are said and done. You have to score if you're Dickinson, and I think that's probably what Coach Miller is telling his team right now, and probably drawing up some stuff. You need to score for the momentum part of this game, because if Williston can kill what kind of stands as an 8-minute penalty kill, I mean, the momentum change that could be for Williston, kill that penalty, and they could be fired up. They've also had some decent shorthanded opportunities as well as Williston, so you can't maybe push too hard as well and allow a fast break. We've seen plenty with Carter Suki and a couple of those other outstanding Williston Coyotes. So you got to press, though, for Dickinson. You get them at advantage for, I believe, will be roughly 5 minutes. They don't have the penalty minutes up right now, but when they do, we'll let you know what exactly they are. But for Dickinson, you got to find some momentum on your power play, and you got to put one in the net to go up 2-1 and at least get one on that kind of 8-minute all-you-can-eat buffet off that double major. For Williston, Dahlberg has looked solid for him. He's got to expect a big push early on. So with these defenders for Williston, you got to make sure you clean the crease for him and try to give him the best opportunity to kill this double major for you, and then bring you back to even strength and try to net one of your own. So this one, anyone's ball game. Williston Dickinson, this should be a fun 17 minutes. A lot of strategy going to be going on. And there you see head coach Chad Miller talking in with Jared Hugelin, talking about some game plan strategy and maybe potentially talking about the rest of that power play, which they will start with heading in to the third period. Let's take another break here on the Charbonneau Car Center intermission show. When we come back, we'll have scores around the state.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Interim head coaches for tonight. Kyle Mischke, Alex Hermanson having a talk with the referee crew before period number 3. But before we get there, let's go scores around the state. Davies over Century 4-1. Devils Lake over Shanley 4-3. And in an absolute thriller, Legacy over Bottineau Rugby 6-5. Some girls contest scores that we got on Indy score feed. Mandan over Jamestown 3-2. Fargo North South over Bismarck Legacy, Bismarck High 4-1. Williston against Grand Forks Central, Red River. The Knight Riders 1-0. There's no other score update. And West Fargo United defeats Dickinson as well. I don't have a score on that one either. Well, now we get ready as 5:04 is going to be on the power play. Again, an all-you-can-eat buffet. You keep on scoring and scoring and scoring. You can still stay a man up for Dickinson for the next 5:04 as long as they don't commit a penalty to negate that. So what does Coach Chad Miller and his crew have drawn up? That's going to be the question. Aaron Olson, he's made some absolutely fantastic saves. I think, what do we got, 2 or 3 like really high-level highlight reel plays for him, stopping 2 to 3 really good Williston Coyote fast break opportunities. He's kept Dickinson in the mix. Shots right now almost dead even. Coyotes have that up by 1, 16-15, but it's tied on the scoreboard. And now we get ready for puck drop of period number 3. Again, 5:04 remaining in the second part of the double major for Williston. So Dickinson will start it off a man up. Anderson tried to work it up to Suki. Could not quite haul that one in cleanly. But Anderson gets it back. For the Coyotes, he'll jam it up the boards. Case and Grohl finds Colin Bolts. Bolts will slow things down. They want to set up the offense. Right down the middle to Streeter. Streeter ran into by Benneth, and here comes Benneth and Suki. They've got speed. Just a little off the timing there. Does Dickinson try to hustle down as trying to get the numbers game the other direction? Rylan Miller. Fluid just skating there. Smooth and steady as he sends it along the boards to Bolts. Can he tame it? No, he can't. Dickinson going to have to tag up. Bolts will flip it off as he's going to absorb not one but two checks there for Carter Suki. Played it along to Anderson. Can't clear. Dickinson tames it down. With Spillman. Flipped it up to Streeter. Shot blocked. Dickinson trying to jam it away in the slot. As Miller trying to win the race to Suki. As Williston Coyote player down. It's Bowden Bennett that's going to be getting some help. Heading on over to the bench. Blaze Maher and Nicholas Bender will help him. I believe he might have been in one of those shot blocks there for Williston. As that coaching staff trying to help him into the boards, and now they'll go and get the trainers to attend to Bennett as jumps up from the JV squad to varsity. Has looked really sharp here tonight, helping out that really kind of part of that top line for Williston. Here comes Vadovic, lays it on for Maher. Just a little bit too far on the connection there. Cheddar and Montoya lose it as Spillman now has to go and scoop it up with 3:21 remaining in the power play. Vadovic pressuring the three Mavericks back there. They're trying now to work it up. Saucer pass to Cheddar. Cheddar stick handles his way in, fires a shot, works it on out to the opposite side of Montoya. Becci Vilas, I think he hit the crossbar. A great opportunity for Dickinson. But Dahlberg getting potentially some help from the crossbar there. Let's see if we can see if it made contact or not. Here's Montoya's shot off of Becci Vilas. And potentially just getting a little bit of help there as now they'll send it all the way down the ice. High stick on Dickinson. Chad Miller going to get an explanation here from the officiating crew tonight. And looks like we are ready to go. Streeter wins the draw against Pocus. 4:47 here in regulation. Case and Grohl has that one poked loose. They're going to now try to get it to Pocus is Williston. But right back on that one is Connor Robidoux. Robidoux now will set it up to Rylan Miller. Leaves it back to Robidoux. Robidoux flips it up, dump and chase. He's the one to dump it. He'll chase after it. He'll win the race to it. Connor Robidoux now will leave it off to Tatum Streeter. But it's the Coyotes that will clear with 2:15 now on the power play left for Dickinson. Trying to stretch it on to Streeter. Streeter can't get there. Whack down Robidoux. Will set up the offense once more from the blue line. Stretches it up to Case and Grohl. Grohl with the head of steam. He's pushing the boards. Anderson weaves through some contact. Plays it on to Pocus at the end of his shift. Lays it down. Olsen out of the cage. Slows it down for his squad. Becci Vilas. He almost deflected one in. It hit the crossbar. Races one way. Now the puck goes right where he came from, so they'll have to go back the way he previously was at. Sent down the ice. Carter Suki hurries. Wins the race to it. Olsen has to hurry up and get back into the crease, but Spillman up to Becci Vilas. Dahlberg steps out of the crease for a second. Gross. Playing physical, trying to keep it into the Dickinson offensive zone. Up and over, and almost dangerous situation there as it goes into the crowd. Doesn't look like it hit anyone there, but very close call as we'll get a new puck and carry on our way. Williston is a $1.07 away from killing a double major without giving up a goal. Dickinson still, though, 67 ticks, up a man. Again, this could be a momentum turning next 67 seconds. Maher races forward. Chasing after Maher. Takes it away for the Coyotes. He'll send it back in and again continue to milk the clock on a precious power play for Dickinson. Gross works it to his backhand. Hits the brakes on a dime. Gross keeps with it. Plays it back to the blue line. Firing a shot. That one wide. Bechivilis on the blue line. He'll fire one. That one a little paddled away by Dahlberg. Pushing and shoving. Bechivilis there in the slot. He sends it back below the crease. Spillman can't hold it down the ice in Williston. As fans know, this has been a big penalty kill as they are officially, after 10 minutes, even strength. They have successfully killed a 10-minute major. And now down the ice on the other end, Dahlberg saw the ice and get waved away. Now he's got to hurry with Bechivilis shoved in the back. Dickinson fans want to call, and now Dahlberg just shoves the net off the bearings. And I think there might be a penalty, and I hopefully grabbed it in time. We'll see here. Let's take a look on the PSP network. There it is. Gets a little off the bearings. Nothing was called, and Dahlberg said, yeah, this is for sure off the bearings. We'll give it even more of a shove. The penalty box has opened up, though, for Williston. We'll just wait and see as they're ready to take a face-off drawn, and the other referees saying, hey, no, we need to send someone into the box here. I believe it's going to be, a delay a game for Dahlberg? Is that a delay a game for Dahlberg? See, this is the benefits of having a camera guy that's also a referee. He can lip sync to me what the call is, and yes, that is what it's going to be. It was slightly off the bearings, but Dahlberg made sure it was extremely off the bearings. And now back right after a 10-minute power play for Dickinson. They'll get another 2 minutes right after. So almost 12 minutes of consecutive power play time, give or take a couple of seconds. Rylan Miller plays it back around. Miller has it in the corner. Leaves it for Grohl. Grohl to Miller. Give and go. Tries to jam it to Grohl. Not going to work. Miller patient again. Examines. Leaves it up to Colin Bolts. He'll try to skate around the Coyotes. Leaves it in the corner. Bolts absorbs a big check. Puck goes to the other end. Grohl leaves it down to Miller. Nice feed to Streeter. Fans on the first attempt. Goes 5-hole. Doesn't find its way in. The puck goes into the corner. Dahlberg somehow saves it. Makes another save. Dahlberg, scramble drill. Let's see what we ended up getting on the scramble drill from Dahlberg. Here's the initial save. He's all on the ground. Dahlberg just trying to get up, and as soon as he does, he gets one right in the chest. A beautiful save for Dahlberg. One of the best chances for Dickinson on this extended power play. Streeter to Robidoux, sends it down to Grohl. Grohl plays defense, but on the power play, he could act as an extra forward. Robidoux fires one. That's blockered aside by Dahlberg. Maher racing forward with it. Snapshot by Streeter. Streeter gave an extra kind of push to Maher. Williston fans not happy with it. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Sent down the ice. Spillman. Leaves it on back, and it looks like in just a couple ticks right now at even strength for the Coyotes. They'll kill another penalty there after almost 12 minutes in the penalty boxes there for our Coyotes. They've killed all the time, and now they look to pounce off of a friendly bounce off the glass. Almost had a grade A opportunity. A wibble-wobbling puck goes all the way down. Putting the paddle right down on the ice was Ekblad. Or Dahlberg, excuse me. Sending it forward. Batting it out of the air and sending it down as Bender. Works across the crease. 9 minutes remaining here in the third period. Heller off the boards. Dickinson's there, trying to buy time. Pocus almost steals it away. Pocus driven to the ground by Jansen. A big-time hit. Now Jansen trying to turn it into offense. Weaves around, loses his handle on a stick, then fires one when he finally draws it loose from a Williston defender into the boards. Played back by Max Davis. Sent back in around Emmert. He's the lone goal scorer for the Mavericks tonight. He tied it up 1-1. Another big hit for Jansen. Jansen laying it in thick now. Playing in that kind of that power forward type play. And again, you could probably play it on with Jansen and Dahlberg. After their collision late in the second period, everything has kind of escalated since. There's Jansen there, a strong shift of just laying the body check after check. Dickinson leads in shots 21-16. Again, we're dead even as we reach the halfway point here in period number 3. Who's going to play the hero? Dahlberg makes the initial save. Loose puck. Dickinson wins the race. Sending it back in deep is Colin Bolts. Played into the crowd again. Second time it has gotten into the crowd. This one was well up there, probably about 10, 11 rows up. Last time it was maybe row 1 or 2, but this one well into the crowd. And it's a lucky souvenir for someone. 7:47 remaining here in the third. Bolts. Trying to center one in the middle for Miller. Deflected into the corner. Bolts continuing to jam away at it. Colin Bolts to Streeter. Back to Bolts. Poked loose again. Active sticks for the Coyotes. Now they're trying to turn defense into offense. Pressuring there is Weber. Still loose. The speedy Caden Shetter wins the race, sends it down. Coyotes set up their offense with Noah Anderson. Anderson hitting the brakes on Cheddar. Leaving one on for Smith. Cheddar getting it back. Trying to work it to Bolts. Gives it enough time for Cheddar and Bolts. 23 and 24 to get off for a line change. Douglas sees at the near side of the ice wide open. Tries to center a pass to Smith. Not going to be there. Off the boards, another race. Rylan Betchivilas just misses that on a step to Bender. Here's the speedy Maher. Maher finding the edge. Lays it on to Vadovic. Fans on the pass. Quick turn and shoot. Poked away by Olsen. Zunic lays it on. Suki. Vadovic now back around the other way. Played forward. Suki scored the first goal of the game for Williston in the first period. Frankie Montoya avoids a hit. Trying to get it back. Will not. Extension to Suki. Robideau gets into Suki, but Suki wins the race, lays it in, into the slot. Olsen seals the edge well. Pushed right up against the post. 5:40 remaining in period number 3. Still need a goal to decide the winner. Or we'll have a little free hockey like we did on Tuesday night on the PSP network with Bismarck High and Century that went down to a shootout where the Demons won. Slowly down the length of the ice, but it was a timely line change for Williston as that puck was right down their bench, and as soon as it got there, Douglas jumps off the bench and picks it up. Douglas shot out of a cannon, but it's Cheddar that jumps out in front of him. Cheddar hits the brakes on Douglas, sends it down the board, and it is just going to miss the net of Dahlberg. 4:56 remaining here in the third period. Who's going to be the hero tonight? There you see again one of the interim head coaches tonight, Alex Hermanson, running over the plays, trying to draw something special to put Williston up here late. Joust on the far side, along the boards. Anderson, snapshot, wide of the net. Dickinson has controlled the shots on the net here into the closing of the second and in the third. Big part because they've been in the man advantage for a big chunk of it, almost 12 minutes. There was a coyote in the penalty box consecutively. As best shot is blocked. Jansen trying to bulldoze his way up front. Jansen's played a physical game, has had some opportunity as well as on offense. Bowden Bennett, he's back after taking a blocked shot. Left for a stretch of this period, but is back in, and here comes a delayed penalty on Carter Suki, and they're going to say he gave the knee. They're going to say kneeing on Carter Suki. And that's another 2 minutes with the man advantage for Dickinson. With as much time as Dickinson has had on the power play, you would think they got to be due. But again, we saw this last year in the games against Williston, where I believe in the 2 games combined, Dickinson was 0 for 7 on the power play. They've had a big chunk of power play time in the last 2 periods, but Williston continues to keep them off the scoreboard and keep this one knotted up 1-1. That's paddled down. Pot out of the air by Kaysen Grohl. Grohl into the corner. Low chopper. Miller tries to shoot one. That one deflected high and wide. Miller centers a pass. Deflected away by the Coyotes. 3:15 remaining. And here comes Blaze Maher. Maher checked in the boards. Penalty coming up for Dickinson. Maher used his speed, and here it is. Maher got boarded into the boards there, and that is going to send, looks like there, Connor Robidoux into the penalty box for 2 minutes. So instead of a full-fledged power play for Dickinson, it will be now 4-on-4 for the next $1.16. And then a potential power play then of about 44 seconds after would be for Williston. Got to play clean, though, especially here late as for either team. Because now you got 3:10 left in this one, and you do not want to help out the other team. For Dickinson, they gave up a man advantage, and now they'll have to play a man down in the next minute 9. They'll lose, or Wilson will gain a man, and that will put Dickinson on the disadvantage for a little bit. Well, 4-on-4 rules, kind of like 5-on-5, so icing's back in play. 3 minutes on the dot here in the third period. Will we find a winner here in regulation? Will we have to play some extra hockey? here on a Friday night? Well, time will tell. Cheddar, little shake and bake, little stop and start. He exits out of the zone on the 4-on-4, but he gets stopped in his tracks by Gavin Douglas. They've got numbers, a 3-on-2. Bennett denied by Olsen. He's made some great saves today as Olsen, and here's another Williston poking that one and turns it into a 3-on-2. Olsen denies Bennett at the doorstep, right in the slot. Face-off one by Williston. Anderson. Oh, that one sweeps through. There's a lot of bodies up front. That didn't even hit a single one. That one was on par. I don't know if Olsen would have seen it or not. Douglas to Anderson. Blocked shot by the captain, Grohl. Kason Grohl leaving it out on the line for his team. Stretch pass to Bennett. Both these two teams looking for their first points in the conference. Both teams start the year in conference play 0-1. Dickinson fell to Mandan last Friday, 2-4. Wilson fell 0-3 against Jamestown. All the goals for both those two teams were for Dickinson and Williston were given up in the third period in their respective losses. Williston's at full strength, so 44 seconds. They will have the man advantage here with $1:48 remaining in the contest. And now that shorthanded is Dickinson, they can just send it down the ice without having icing. Buy some time. Williston taking their sweet time right now, trying to set something up. Here they do. Benning Pocus, 20 seconds on the man advantage. Pocus looking, pass goes behind as they try to extend the play. There was Bender, he tried to dive in front of that puck, not going to work. 8 seconds left on the man advantage. As chomping at the bits, Rabadou, but here comes Suki, one last shot on the power play. Dickinson is full strength. Blaze Maher, he was the one that drew the penalty. Centers a pass to Suki. That one steered wide, sent down the ice. And that is going to bring up an icing with exactly 60 seconds on the clock. We've got even strength hockey for what seems like almost the first time of the third period. Someone's been a man down the entire third period, it seemed like. So, hey, 5-on-5, we might as well close the final minute out with it. Maybe I'm talking a little too soon. We'll see how this one ends. Will we get extra play? Or will we have someone that plays the hero tonight? Two outstanding goalies on opposite sides. Maher robbed there by Olsen. Bennett coming back the other direction. He's chopped down. 38 seconds remaining. Gross with another big hit. That was able to negate there Bennett's attack. Shot. Blocked up in front, goes into the corner. Gross is there, 25 seconds remaining. Fires a dangerous pass, scooped up by Anderson, fires it high. Douglas waits for it, plays it down to Suki. Suki plays it over onto the blue line. Anderson, shot is blocked. Dickinson could have a breakaway on the other side, but Douglas shuts it down before Emmerd could pounce on the opportunity. 3 seconds remaining. And that will do it for regulation play. Oh, what a hockey game here. A very interesting third period, to say the least. It was a penalty-driven third period. But both teams on the penalty kill stayed perfect. Big thanks out to their goaltenders of Aaron Olsen for Dickinson and Knox Dahlberg for Williston. We are all tied through 3 periods of play, so that means the good old sudden death overtime coming up here shortly here on the PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Welcome back in. We've had a doozy, and it's going to be our second overtime hockey game of the week here on the PSP Network. Hey, usually you don't get one, but hey, 2 in the same week here on the PSP Network. Hey, we will take those any day of the week. And now we'll put 8 minutes on the board, play some 5-on-5 overtime hockey. First goal through will win it for their respective teams. Their goaltenders have been standing tall tonight. Doc Stahlberg, he has seen his team be shorthanded a bunch of the third period, but he stood strong. Aaron Olson on the other end made multiple spectacular fast break saves throughout this one, and that's a big reason why this one's 1-1. Those 2 players have been phenomenal. Again, 8 minutes on the overtime period if no one scores. Then we will head on over to a shootout to decide a winner. As puck goes off the bearings. Again, here is the WDA standings. Again, both teams will at least pick up their first points on the year. Even if you lose in overtime, you at least get 1 point. If you win in overtime, you get 2 points. Regulation win is worth 3. Regulation loss is 0. So at least both these 2 teams will be getting some type of compensation here for their hard work on some extra hockey tonight. Again, Bismarck High and Century went to a shootout on Tuesday night. Overtime was not enough to decide that one. It was Easton Richardson, who was fantastic the entire game. I think he had, 3 assists and the game winner in a shootout for the Demons. But it's the Coyotes pressuring early in this overtime. Suki tries to center a pass. He falls down, and now here comes Dickinson out and running the other direction. Caden Cheddar, the speedy Caden Cheddar. Center to pass, it's taken away by Suki. End-to-end action. Suki versus Grohl, one-on-one. Kason Grohl gets it back for the Mavs. Shut down defenseman Grohl. That's tough there, as that was kind of your 2 leaders on the opposite side going toe-to-toe. Grohl gets the better end and puts some water out on the fire there. Grohl tried to play it up front to Bolts. Doesn't last long in the neutral zone. As Bolts still trying to go back and forth, kind of teeter-tottering along the half line. And that one just a little too strong as it hits off the tape and could not hold on to it. Would have had a good opportunity if he could. Gross. A little hot and heavy off that puck. He spins off of it. Minute and a half down here in overtime. Next goal wins. Benning Pocus weaves through the defense. Loses the puck. And Gross delivers a check on the other end for Dickinson. Spillman trying to buy time, but it's Pocus that comes out of the pile with it. Zunik's shot is blocked by Gross. Sent down. Zunik going to try it again. Slow-moving puck. Spillman getting boxed out by Pocus, who's had some nice puck possession here in OT. Him and Zunik have tried to carry it in. Zunik tried to paw it away, but it gets away from him. Gross hits the brakes, waits for some help. Leaves it on to Spillman. Fires a pass, deflected by Zunik. Gross keeps it alive, goes for a line change. That was a long shift for Gross. Him and Spillman were out there for a while. Pass on the blue line to Grohl. Goes all the way down the ice, and now Williston trying to change out everybody, and they do in time. Before the Mavericks can get down the ice. Here comes Jansen. Jansen weaves through. Jansen fires a shot. It's saved by Anderson, or blocked by Anderson, excuse me. Dahlberg didn't even have to see that one. Got some help from his defense. Copenholm, he had a nice opportunity earlier. Finds it to Weber. Olsen denies it. Weber plays it back. Douglas shot's blocked and flipped up in the air off the boards, and that will bring up an icing. Dahlberg didn't waste any time. He knew that was going to be an icing. He already started ripping off his equipment before that one was even officially called an icing. He said, I need a drink of water, and I need it now. They set down the length of the ice. 4:49, almost halfway through. Still no winner here in OT. Face-off won by Dickinson. Rylan Miller, the alternate captain. Colin Bolts loses that one. Now he'll send it into the corner. Suki trying to tame that one down. Losing his stick, and now here comes Maher. Just needed one more man to beat, and he would have been all by his lonesome with the goaltender of Olsen. But Dickinson was able to take it away, and now trying to corral the puck once more. Anderson to Suki at the end of their shifts, just going to play it into the corner, go for a line change. See how aggressive Dickinson tries to counteract it. Miller's pass, intercepted. Becci Vilas plays it up. Zunik seals the edge, almost gets through. Tough angle, Olsen is there again. Isaac Tesaro from, I believe there is making his first reps here on the varsity team tonight. Again, any fresh legs for either of these two teams are going to be utilized as much as possible. Played a full game and an extra 4 minutes to go on top of it and counting. Grohl fans on trying to get that one off the boards, but he does win it back. Danger zone for Dickinson, trying to get away from their keeper. They finally do. Tatum Schrader gets in the neutral zone, sends it around. Dahlberg cannot quite tame that down for his team. Try to step out of the crease for it. Again, these two goaltenders, they might have not seen a bulk of shots tonight. 24 and 21 respectively, but they've made some nice saves to keep their teams in it. They've been both busy on both sides. As icing going to send it down the length of the ice, and here we go. Dickinson is on a face-off in the Williston zone. Every face-off now to this point is going to be bigger and bigger, especially when you get to your own offensive zone. Thomas Miller wins it. Max Davis, his shot's blocked, keeps with it, lays it back to Robidoux. Robidoux's shot blocked up front. Getting a piece of that was Blaze Maher. Sending it from mid-ice and a save by Dahlberg. Just throw anything there at the goalie and see what happens at this point. See if you can get a lucky break. Maher, he's got some help. Centering a pass. Not there. Dickinson racing the other end. End-to-end action here in OT. Spillman directed away from the puck. He fights for it. Wins the race back, but cannot quite hold on to it. To the backhand. Dahlberg gets a piece of it on the mitten there. Anderson to Suki. Try to lay it back to Anderson. Doesn't make its way to the designated target. Anderson lays it along the boards to Spillman. Suki coming off. You'd assume the first line will come off, and then they'll come back on with about a minute and play the rest for Williston. If we play to the end of that. Laid back to Weber. Lays it over. Smith. Shot blocked. It's Grohl with another shot block. He plays it off the boards. Racing the other end. Miller. Saved by Dahlberg. One of the best opportunities in overtime. Not done. Miller. Dahlberg denies him again. Battle along the boards for puck possession. Buck 24. Miller comes away with it again. He's relentless here at OT. Bolts jumps a pass, fires a shot. Dahlberg gives it the blocker. Sent down by Smith. Kept alive by Rylan Metchivilis, but he sends it into the netting and out of play. Well, here is Dahlberg on your screen, making quite the save here on the Ryan Family Dealership Instant Replay. Rylan Miller has an opportunity, but it's Dahlberg standing tall, and there he is. Again, stay tuned once this one does conclude. The post-game show brought to you by Sharp & Oak Car Center. We'll have the Sports Clips MVP, and these goaltenders making a strong case for that tonight. Played off the board by Gross. 1 minute remaining. No one scores. We're headed to a shootout. Or will we have someone find the back of the net here late? Bennett plays it off the side of the net. Picked up by Maher. Again, that's that top line. You probably assume that they're going to play the rest of the way for Williston. Streeter. Extension to Gross. Denied. Not going to make its way there. Flipped up and over by Douglas. Back into the corner. Fanning on the pass is Emmert. Helping him out, though, is Frankie Montoya. Getting it out of the zone. 15 seconds. Does Dickinson have one last push to try to end things in OT? Caden Shetter, 5 seconds, taken away. Suki, 3 seconds. Can he fire one more shot? He will not have the opportunity. Regulation, not enough. Overtime, not enough. We are headed to a shootout. Who's going to get the extra point in WDA play? Well, let's find that out together when we come back on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by ESP Network on all social media platforms. ESP Network, it's game day.
When people pay the price of admission, you want to head on over. You want to make sure the game you go to goes to a shootout. That's what everyone hopes and dreams. And, well, if you wanted that tonight, you got it. Rylan Miller will start it off for Dickinson, going up against Knox Dahlberg. Miller taking his time, gets closer to Dahlberg. Dahlberg waits him out with the save. Let's try to get it here on the instant replay. Here comes Miller. Lulling, trying to lull Dahlberg to sleep. Some quick moves at the end, but Dahlberg don't bite. Headed on. Over for Williston. First shooter, Gavin Douglas, comes in with some speed. Douglas denied by Olsen. Aaron Olsen denying Douglas at the doorstep. And now the captain, Kaysen. Grohl hesitates, buys time, it's in the back of the net. The captain puts him up 1-0 in the shootout. When you're a captain, you're asked to do big things. Grohl did right there. Dahlberg has been tough to beat, and Grohl puts him up 1-0. Bowden Bennett to try to equalize it. And it's Olsen that buys time. Not going to miss a thing, so we are just going to let this play out. And we'll show the replays of all the shootout shots in the postgame show. So if you want to watch them, make sure you tune into that. If Jansen scores, Dickinson wins. Caleb Jansen trying to play the ender. Caleb Jansen slowly moving, weaves through, trying to get Dahlberg to bite. Dahlberg giving the Coyotes one more chance. And to get that chance, you knew his number was going to get called eventually. It's Carter Suki, the top returning goal scorer for this team at 5 goals last year, 15 points total. He's already scored tonight, his first of the season. He needs to score to keep this game alive for Williston. Suki beats Olsen. 1-1 to the shootout. We'll continue on. Well, big-time players making big-time plays. The captain Grohl for Dickinson. And then the leading point getter for the Coyotes as Suki answers back. We're going round 4. Caden Cheddar. 2 goals last year. That one sails high. Williston having a chance to win it after Suki kept them alive. It's Noah Anderson to try to win it. Last year, 1 goal, 5 assists on the year a year ago. He has an assist tonight, trying to play the winner. Anderson does not get Olsen to bite on it. Olsen didn't even move. Didn't really make any move, just said, hey, I'm not going to move at all, and just shot it right into the pad. It was the stare down doing the wonders. Round number 5. Colin Bolts getting the call. Bolts bolting in. Backhand denied by Dahlberg. Dahlberg has done it again. After giving up a shootout goal in round number 2, He has kept the Coyotes with another chance to end it. Here in round number 5, Blaze Maher. He's been fun to watch tonight. Maher, patient, and he rifles it in. Blaze Maher wins it for Williston in the shootout. Williston piling it on. Blaze Maher wins it in round 5 of the shootout. What a contest. Extra play and then some, and the Coyotes will head back on the road trip tonight to the Williston Basin area. Victorious, their first win on the season. It took extra play. What a contest with the two guys that lead the handshakes, Olsen and Dahlberg, almost near perfect in net. And now we'll talk about this one and wrap it up. Again, Williston victorious in a shootout 2-1. We head on over to the postgame show when we return.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7, pressure, points, yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
A thriller in the Queen City has come to an end. Williston defeats Dickinson 2-1. Not regulation, not in overtime, but a shootout. And we've got a lot to go through, and so let's run them. Run the replays. We've got a lot of them. And it all started off again. We saw Williston get some really good opportunities early on in this game, but Aaron Olsen standing strong with some nice saves. There's one right there. And Williston just was able to get around, really use their skating to their advantage here early in that first period, getting some nice opportunities, but Olsen would deny them once again. 12:29 would be where Dickinson would get their first shot into the first period. And Dahlberg, here he is, making another nice save. That would have been his first on the night. Goes on the way there, but here comes a breakaway. On the way for Blaze Maher, and Aaron Olsen says not today. He made a lot of saves like those. You'll see that as we look in through the highlights here tonight. A lot of grade A saves. There's going to be a penalty on Dylan Groves that we saw, and Williston took full advantage on the power play as Carter Suki will get one off the pad of Olsen and jam it in. It was Carter Suki on the power play, assisted by Blaze Maher and Noah Anderson to make it 1-0 Williston. We head on over to period number 2. Williston jumping out early with an opportunity, but like period number 1, Olsen with kind of that spread eagle type save makes it, keeps them in a 1-point game, and it's Aiden Emmert, his first varsity goal in his career, the freshman, making it 1-1. That would make it 1-1 in period number 2, evening things up, and that's where it would sit there the rest of the way until regulation or till overtime. But a lot of stuff pursued, especially after a couple of plays. Here's an opportunity with Miller and Bolt. Dahlberg denies him at the doorstep. You could probably say that might be one of your moves of the game, if you will. A great play there by Dahlberg. And then here's the big collision between Jansen and Dahlberg, that with the aftermath ensuing right after, as Isaac Norpel would be exiting the game with 2 5-minute major penalties. That would put Dickinson on a power play. It was a penalty on both sides, but Dickinson would end up being a man up for 8 minutes, and then it was another penalty for Williston shortly after that would put him up for another 2. So it was basically 10 consecutive minutes, give or take a few seconds, of Dickinson up 5-on-4, but it was Williston that kept the puck out of the net and was able to kill all 10 minutes of that power play. There was even some others that ended up going here. Here's another penalty for Williston as Dahlberg shoves the net off the bearing. That would be another 2 minutes, but another big penalty kill for Williston, and it's Dahlberg right there, point blank. Here's probably the move of the game. This is what we'll take. This is the move of the game. And look at here, Dahlberg. Well, here's a better shot of it. Dahlberg with the save, scramble drill, falls down, puck goes into the corner. Firing a shot at it is Colin Bolts. And there's your play of the game as you saw it. Big to keep it 1-1, but that wasn't the end of scoring chances there in the third period. It was a boarding penalty that would give Williston a chance at a power play late. Played some 4-on-4 hockey in the closing minutes. Go down the other end. Olsen stands tall, gobbles that one up. And again, we're getting closer and closer. So we're into overtime on these right now. So this is the overtime period. Both teams getting a couple of opportunities. Here's probably Dickinson's best, Rylan Miller, but it's denied by Dahlberg. And now the rest of what you see is the shootouts. Opportunity number 1 came up for Dickinson, and there it is, denied by Dahlberg. Going in on the next side, you saw Douglas get the call. He's denied by Olsen. Kaysen Grohl, the captain, would put Dickinson up 1-0 in the shootout. What a move by captain of the Mavs, Kaysen Grohl. He was pumped up, and at that point, Dickinson was in the driver's seat. Up 1-0. Here comes Bennett, denied by Olsen. And now Dickinson either just needed to score with Jansen or a save from Olsen, and they would have won it. But Jansen doesn't get Dahlberg to bite. And on the other end, it was Carter Suki. He already scored the regulation goal for Williston, and he would beat Olsen to extend the shootout 1-1 and headed in to round number 4, where Caden Cheddar would try to put Dickinson back in the driver's seat. A little snapshot, Dahlberg not having anything doing with that one. Noah Anderson had an assist in this game. Try to go 5-hole. Olsen stands strong, gets the pad on it. Round 5, here we go. Dickinson sending in Colin Bolts, bolting forward to the backhand. Dahlberg, incredible play, and that would set it up for the game winner. It was Blaze Maher. Cue the celebration. Quieting the crowd, everyone jumping in, and those were your highlights tonight. Big thanks out to Ryan Family Dealership for all of our highlights tonight. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. But now we head on over tonight's Sports Clips. MVP of the contest. Lots and lots of different players that it could be. But with how those goaltenders performed, you knew towards the end it was going to be Olsen or Dahlberg, depending on who got the better end of that heavyweight bout in net. And tonight's Sports Clips MVP, congratulations goes out to Knox Dahlberg, his first varsity game in net, and he gets a win and a shootout. He only suited up as the backup last year 3 times, did not see the ice last year as a sophomore, gets his first start in his junior campaign tonight, and walks away with the Sports Clips MVP honors in a shootout victory, 2-1 against Dickinson. Exciting matchup. And big thanks out to all of our sponsors that have made this broadcast possible tonight. Now let's head on over to the road ahead as Williston picks up the 2 points tonight in the conference standings. They're going to take on Mandan at home tomorrow, and we'll get that up on your standings here. Again, Mandan at the top, going to be a tough test for the Coyotes, but they've got the momentum heading in to tomorrow. As again, they'll have Wilson has 2 points on the standings. Dickinson will get 1. Next up for Dickinson, they'll be back in action on Tuesday, where they'll take on the Legacy Sabres, and we'll have that matchup for you right here on the PSP Network. But you don't have to wait till Tuesday to see more action on PSP Network. You can tune in tomorrow for girls basketball, the number 1 ranked team in AA for girls. The Minot Majets take on West Fargo. Owen Patterson, Bryce Gutnick on the call. So make sure you tune into that. But that's going to do it for Zach Sprague and myself, Brock Widener. Have yourself a great weekend. Wilson wins in a shootout thriller against Dickinson, 2-1.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game